Straight to our top focus, the big setback to Twitter as it loses legal protection after it failed to comply with the new IT norms. Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad hit out at the microblogging site, claiming it portrays itself as the flag bearer of free speech, but it deliberately chooses path of non-compliance. Take a look at this report.
It's a massive escalation in the Twitter versus Indian government war. The months-long showdown over the new information technology laws at their peak, leading to Twitter losing its legal immunity for now in India and making it liable for criminal cases for any unlawful post. As a publisher and not a platform, taking down an illegal post will no longer suffice. So how did Twitter find itself in this legal knot? Government sources say Twitter repeatedly defied the government's directive to appoint key officials for grievance redressal of users, even initially posing a lawyer at a legal firm to hoodwink guidelines. The biggest flashpoint came over appointing a compliance officer, delayed repeatedly by Twitter. India's information technology minister lashed out at Twitter, accusing it of deliberate defiance and posing as a free speech champion to circumvent India's legal system, pointing out alleged arbitrary use of manipulated media tags. But the opposition called the entire tussle misplaced priorities of the government.
विशाल हृदय का ये देश किसी एक प्लेटफॉर्म से कमजोर हो जाए, मैं समझता हूं कि सरकार को अपनी प्राथमिकताएं तय करनी चाहिए इस बात।
Experts say that Twitter needs to follow the law of the land like it does in many other countries.
You know, a lot of paid influencers and bots have blown the conversations out of context, and a lot of information has been really misleading. So I think the government is fair, and I think we must all encourage and feel that Twitter should go ahead and set up local presence the way government is asking.
Twitter had a running feud with the Modi government over the use of the manipulated media tag for several BJP handles over the recent Congress toolkit controversy. It had also blinked after Indian government pressure and blocked handles posting fake genocide claims during the initial days of the farmers' protests. Twitter is the only tech firm to lose the immunity shield, as Facebook, Google, Instagram and WhatsApp have already fallen in line.
Twitter says it is in the process of meeting the centre's social media intermediary guidelines. Now, what the future holds in store for the social media platform remains to be seen. But with its legal cover gone in the interim, the social media platform can be liable for criminal prosecution if found to be posting or publishing any content which is deemed to be objectionable, fake or inflammatory in nature on its platform. With camera person Kirpal Singh, Paulami Saha in Delhi for India Today.
So now Twitter has lost the legal immunity that it earlier enjoyed. So let's just break it down for our viewers for better understanding of what in fact is happening with the new move of the government. The Twitter will, like any other, it's no longer the platform only for disseminating information. It will be now taken as a publisher. So whatever happens, the content that is put on Twitter, there will be now obligation on Twitter, in fact, and they will be liable for that content as well. Just taking it down won't now suffice. No legal protection for content by users, civil and criminal liability, or any illegal post as far as Twitter is concerned. So they will be, in fact, now more or less, would be liable for anything that goes on the platform like any other publisher. So they would be considered like any newspaper or any publishing agency for whatever they put out on their platform. Okay. Yeah, we are just, in fact, waiting any moment. Ravi Shankar Prasad will be joining us. But I also want to shift focus, ladies and gentlemen, to a big story. And in this as well, Twitter find itself in the FIR. So this is the repercussion of what has happened, the legal status also going off as far as Twitter is concerned, and they find themselves as an accused in this story. All-out fight has broken out over a video of an assault of an elderly man in Ghaziabad. Twitter was filled with posts stating that there was a communal angle to this incident, a claim completely refuted by the Uttar Pradesh police. An FIR now has been filed against Twitter as well as several prominent journalists for spreading misinformation. Take a look.
One video, multiple versions on exactly what happened. This incident of an old man being assaulted in Ghaziabad near Delhi has led to an ugly showdown. The UP police has accused several journalists and Congress leaders of spreading fake news and giving the crime over rivalry a communal twist to spread disharmony. So here's the first narrative that was peddled on social media. Several handles claimed the victim was assaulted and made to chant Jai Shri Ram. Several journalists, a prominent fact-checker and Congress leaders on Twitter expressed outrage and backed these unverified claims, prompting the UP police to launch a probe. The journalists, Congress netas and Twitter itself has now been booked. The case was slapped against them for promoting enmity and inciting riots, as the police claimed this was a matter of personal rivalry and not communal assault. Twitter has been named in the FIR. Mohammad Zubair, co-founder of fact-checking website Alt News, journalist Rana Ayub, online news portal The Wire, Congress leader Salman Nizami and Shama Mohammed, along with author and journalist Sabah Naqvi, have also been named in the FIR.
We issued a statement of preliminary facts that we found out. Despite that, some people kept on indulging in such posting of such statements, and for that we have registered an FIR yesterday, in which 7 people have been named and 2 Twitter and Twitter India have been made a party to it. Our social media team is still active.